Hi everybody and welcome to Mama Rush's Mixes. We are going to walk you through making our oatmeal cookies. Okay, super simple, and this is actually vegan. So the recipe itself is egg free. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a half a cup of either palm shortening or regular vegetable shortening. I prefer organic palm shortening. That's what I use in all of my products as far as the baked goods. But if that's not available to you, then shortening is just fine. A teaspoon of vanilla, and then about 5 to 7 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, of water. Okay, so super easy. So we're going to start out with is our half a cup of shortening. Just going to put it in the stand mixer, which I prefer. It's a lot easier. So if you've got a stand mixer, I would suggest using it. If you have a hand mixer, that'll work. It's just going to take a little bit more elbow grease because the batter is kind of thick. So what we're going to do here, especially in the winter, what you want to do is just warm up your shortening. It helps it get better incorporated throughout the mix. So we're just going to do this for a short time. I didn't mention this previously, but you want to go ahead and have already preheated your oven to 375, okay? Because we're going to cook these anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes, depending on the size of cookie that you're going to be baking. So we've got our shortening in our bowl, a little warmed up there. We're going to go ahead and add our teaspoon of vanilla. I use pure vanilla, but if you need to use artificial vanilla, that's fine. Cookie's going to taste better if you can use pure vanilla. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pour our mix right in there. So it's right now it's just the mix, the shortening, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So we're on low, okay? We're going to incorporate this, okay? And you want to incorporate it a little bit before you start adding the water because you want to make sure the shortening kind of gets incorporated with the dry mix as much as possible. I also stop it just after about 30 seconds. Going to scrape down the sides and the bottom. Okay, so we're scraping the bottom of the shortening to get off the bottom and the sides. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna start adding our water, 1 tablespoon at a time. Okay, so you want to be careful. You don't want to get too wet because believe it or not, all of a sudden it becomes really doughy. Okay, so we're gonna put it on low and we're gonna start adding our tablespoons. And you need anywhere between 5 and 7 tablespoons. I usually do 5 and then I wait. Believe it or not, depending on the batch, it can be a little bit different. Okay, so it's still a little crumbly, so I'm going to add another tablespoon. What you want it to be is sort of the consistency of Play-Doh, if that makes sense. So you kind of the soft, it's all together, so it's not crumbly. So we're going to add a couple more tablespoons. We'll do 1 at a time. Right, we'll add that 7th one. We needed it just a little bit, but... And then we're going to turn the speed up a little bit to make sure everything's really good and incorporated. Okay. So there we go. So again, it's like Play-Doh, okay? Now I may have gotten a little tad bit too much water because I wasn't patient enough and wait to see how the texture was gonna be, but it'll be fine. You just don't want it soupy, okay? So again, go slow, wait for it, be patient. But these are awesome. This is my favorite cookie, the oatmeal cookie. This was actually my husband's grandmother's recipe that I converted to allergen-free. Now, if you're a raisin lover, feel free, add your raisins. I never was a raisin fan, so I never put raisins in the oatmeal cookies at my bakery. Or chocolate chips are awesome in oatmeal cookies. So if you want to add those items, feel free. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to scoop these out. So I always used an 1.5 inch scooper. Okay, if you want smaller cookies, you can do smaller cookies, but this will give you about a 3 to 4 inch diameter cookie. So it's just really simple. So you're going to do your already prepared cookie sheet. Now, if you have a nonstick, that's great. I always, even if I have a nonstick, I put parchment paper on it. You don't have to do that. I got used to it because it's so easy. Cookies come right off, nothing sticks, and I don't have to scrub a cookie sheet. So we're gonna do the 1.5 inches. We're just gonna place them on here. Okay. And then you've already got your oven set at 375. Gonna cook these between 12 and 15 minutes. On the larger cookie, it is gonna be 15 minutes. May need to do like 16, but on my oven, it's 15. Also, depending upon the time of year, when you pull your cookies out, there's still maybe a little bit of dome. They're not flat. So you just need to take your spatula and just press it down right when it comes out of the oven while it's still warm, and then you get a nice flat cookie so you don't have a domed cookie. Okay, and that is really it for oatmeal cookies. Hope that helps to get you started so you can see here what our finished product looks like. Okay. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.